I will tell you the secret. The secret is Uplando that if you go to the cafe, there's a cheese. If you go to the Upland Cafe, the what's now the Plaza, because the cafe is dead, you will see that you get to listen to this beautiful sound of San Francisco going ding 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 ding. I don't know if you've been to the Plaza yet. So I like to encourage people to come and listen to Plaza. I want people to come and listen to Plaza. I also encourage Upland as a whole. If it's if it's X1, if it's somebody who's going to actually do the programming, just to give us a little button that says, turn down the ambient, because I know people try to watch in the Plaza and people have told me, can you put this in another place so that I can hear it better, because I can't hear over the ding 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 over the harbor, because it's like harbor noises and cars going by and the wind. Every once in a while there's a bird yelling at you. So that's what we're dealing with. But thank you, Uplando, for coming on. You want me to start from the top and we'll take it from there? How's that sound, Uplando?
We'll just riff, my friend, as always.
I always gotta run it in hot, right? Welcome into the Cafe Nightly Show. I'm your host, the Goldsmith. It is right on time, just about 7 p.m. PT here on Friday the 15th of December, and very important, very special. Maybe not super important. We'll find out. But very, very important, very special, very, very dear to me guest tonight. I have Uplando on talking about Uplandia expansion. And a key thing here is the dynamics, the utility, what's going on, the working with Upland that kind of makes this special. This is not the first iteration of it, but it is a kind of pathway to partnership with Upland if you are a layer 2 developer. So we kind of want to get into the specifics of what that looks like so you can do it too if you're working on a layer 2 project. Also, if you want to participate, if you want to earn a very limited asset, if you want me to bend my head over and take a look at at some of these assets, map assets that you can earn for completing a quest in layer 2. Again, it's free to play, layer 2 quest, get an asset in layer 1. If you want those details, we're going to go through those as well tonight. But before we get into that, a couple pieces of information that we've got. We did have a few micro announcements today. The NFLPA Ultimate Fan Challenge Round 3 came to a close. Winners announced. Close was yesterday. The winners announced today, so we know that those were actually even out. So we'll take a quick peek at those. Always like to show that people actually win these contests. We also had a little bit of will they, won't they, maybe, did it happen, did it not happen, as far as being able to purchase the Block Explorers today, the Block Explorers being properly listed in Block Explorer shops from the special Block Explorer shop owner only sale. And Uplando's going to be a pro at that because he was one of the Block Explorer shop owners going for those bundles. And then, of course, the rest of it, of course, is the big announcement in Upland today. We'll actually look at the Upland's announcement with the person who it's about, and that is the questing through Miami with Uplandia today. And of course, always worth touching on what this looks like for the future of Upland. To get started, before we get started, of course, disclaimer up front. All views and opinions that I put out there as the Goldsmith are mine and mine alone. Shouldn't be taken as game strategy or financial advice. Doesn't represent the game. Doesn't represent the team of Upland. Anything that's happening throughout the show with a guest, with a contributor, they are welcome to their opinions. Their opinions don't represent myself necessarily. They represent the Cafe Nightly Show, the team of Upland, the game of Upland, and shouldn't be taken as game strategy or financial advice. Don't spend the farm. Don't liquidate all your assets and do what Uplando tells you to do. Please, please, please. But of course, we're gonna have some fun tonight. I'm gonna suggest anybody who has any questions. I'm gonna try to monitor in two places. I'm gonna monitor in the YouTube comments. I'm gonna monitor as well in Layer 1 Plaza here if I can. Oh, there's Lily. There's Cheese. Hi, guys. In Layer 1 as well. So if you are in either place, love to hear your comments, questions throughout the show. To get things started, I'm just going to wave to Uplando. We don't really see him. He just looks like a Block Explorer right now. But I think that's because his internet does not support video. Is that about right, bud?
Yeah, where I'm at tonight. Yeah, of course, of all nights. Yeah, I was.
Tonight of all nights, Uplando.
I
Tonight of
know.
all nights. You were trying to get this put together for a couple weeks because you've been trying to, let's do this the day that this happens, except it got moved a couple times.
Yeah, it did. And what that equates to is wanting to have the best opening that we can have and offer that to the players of Uplandia and make sure that we have everything set. So that's why the delay. But we're really happy to have it announced today, and it's off and running, and it's going well.
Perfect. So, again, we'll go and play a little bit with this game of Discord was not working so well today. It was all over the place. There was global outages. It was affecting multiple servers, and the servers that didn't get taken down or didn't go out altogether had a lot of buggy issues with their back end and working in communicating with Discord. So I don't know. Were you affected by that at all in Uplandia?
A little bit. So we were definitely seeing and having issues. We did not get the red exclamation mark and then the just server completely out. But we did have to do several things and restart the server several times. But we're past that now, and both bots, Guardian and Spirit, if you go into the Uplandia Discord, which is found in Upland Community Projects Contest of Tools, link can be found there. You can get started. Player's Guide is the channel you want to start in. Follow the instructions and the writings there, and it'll help you throughout. Great players to help you. All kinds of stuff. We're going to be talking about tips and tricks. That's where it's at, Goldsmith.
Perfect. So, I mean, let's always take a review. Whenever I talk to you about Uplandia, it's always worth taking a second and saying, what the heck is Uplandia? I know you've already done one partnership with Upland. At the same time, you did that. Upland Kingdoms did as well. You have, with Uplandia, have continued to develop. You've done releases since you did the assets with Upland, and a couple updates since. And now is another opportunity for you to work with Upland. And theoretically, there's people in the game now who weren't in the game before. Tell me a little bit about Uplandia, just a backdrop of what the game is and how people participate with it.
Yeah, the inception of this game, the creation of this game was Noise to meet you, an OG early on player in Upland, great guy. He started with one of the very first, which was Spud and the Sandbox Wars. So it was Panhandle and Merced Manor, and I'm gonna blow it. I'm gonna miss the last one. I'll think of it. A Dog Patch. Mm-hmm. And so that was a build off that went from Spud to Spark. He was one of the main architects of one of those neighborhoods. And then, of course, his development background led him to Uplandia. The concept is a fantasy-based RPG game. Layer 2, it connects in via the layer, the third-party application. You can go to uplandia.me. You get the code. You do so through that process and settings, third-party apps. You get that code entered, and then boom, you're into the game. And then you play in Discord. You're playing back and forth with a bot. We took second in the Genesis Week last year for the hackathon. We parlayed that into what was otherwise now has been, I think we're on the 4th city release is where we're at here now. If my brain is correct.
Queens?
Yeah, so Fresh Meadows, Bronxdale, Creedmoor, and now Miami. 4.
That's 4. Okay, perfect.
Yep. And that's where we're at. So this is what we had always intended to do. We never stopped.
5. Tokyo.
Oh, Tokyo. That's right. Tokyo. Yeah. Tokyo. Yeah. What kind of I forget the Son of Samurai quest? I can't.
Yeah. I was gonna say that was the one I was alluding to right up front to say.
Yeah.
You had already worked with Upland to do this asset giveaway for earning in a third-party game already. So this is your second iteration of that, right?
Yeah, second time through. And the first one did highlight the Layer 2 games, Upland Kingdoms and Uplandia. This one is an exclusive. It's just with Uplandia. And we also work with a player creator. And I want to touch on that because it wasn't just one partnership. We did multiple. So very happy to go through that. But continue on, G. Smith.
No, you're doing it, man. That I mean, my job is to point you in the right direction. Make sure you don't go down any ditches or wells. I don't need to call Lassie to find you, but so long as I don't have to do that, Uplando, you're right on the ball. So, But I'll redirect you if you want to be redirected. So you have worked with a couple partners on this. Again, what's going on? What is the partnership with Upland? What are you putting forward? What is this this tie-in?
I'll tell you, the first part of this is really upon the layer 2 and the development and the project and how you put it together. So anyone from my opinion and from my perspective can do what we're doing. It just takes that dedication to actually get the project underway, go through the Upland Development Network, the UDN, join, get involved, understand the APIs, understand how to utilize that pathway to make the best offering that you can in a service or a game. In the game side of things, we've done so and slowly progressed at making the best possible polished game that we can. We know that it's on Discord and there's bugs. We're working towards a web release, but that's what we're doing. And so when wanting to and having had Upland approach us and say, what do you guys got? What do you guys want to do? This is what we're thinking. We came up with what we have now, which is not only the block explorers that you're going to earn through these quests, but we've upped it. We've made it bigger. So now it's map assets as well. So you're going to get one of each of the variants, one of 3 of the essence pool map asset, which introduces magic into the world of Uplandia. So that's basically a skill that you're going to have, that you're going to get access to with the essence pools. And the block explorers, the neon palm block explorers, those have their own special modifiers to go to it. And I just want to mention these essence pools, which you can find, they're being built right now in Manhattan, 223 West 143rd Street. You'll see Uplando's factory there. They're being pumped out. Those were designed by Lily. And I mean, they are top notch. In my opinion, some of the best work in Blender that I've seen to date. She was amazing. We've worked with her on this. It's Lilybud Designs. This gives you a tip of the hat, not only to her, but to the quality of product that she has continued to put out. So we're excited. We're very, very, thrilled to have those.
Well, and I love the idea that it's a third-party development. It is what we consider what's typically called a layer 2 game. But now there's multiple people involved on the layer 1 aspect. You have you contract an artist to make a piece that's going to show up in layer 1, so you can again format or have an asset that's going to have integration in your layer 2 project. So this is more than just one thing. This is more than just one person. This is kind of the idea of the economy of Upland, right?
Yeah, it is. It's exactly what it is, and highlighting and working with other players that you've known for a long period of time that have these skill sets that, in other words, that they are currently utilizing for their own purposes. But this lends a hand to that mechanic or that utility that these creations, these map assets, these legits, some of these other things, they can be utilized and leveraged for these games. Tap into your player base. If you don't have a certain skill set and you need to fulfill it, you reach out, you work with them, and they produce what you see now, which, again, these pieces of Blender artwork are absolutely fantastic. It, past the moon from what we had described to Lily and what she provided us.
And again, I want to take a wind back because you're talking about like these assets and how they're tied in and this idea of, you mentioned the magic's coming to Uplandia and that this is a new, this is something new to the game. This is a new mechanism to the game. But I mean, this is introduced, right? This is introduced through a story, right? This is a new story. This is a new expansion. This is meant to be a tie-in or an introduction to the new city of Miami.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
and just go into a little bit for people who aren't familiar how Uplandia helps people utilize assets they already have in a Upland city.
The entire basis of the game is that part of what makes it and enriches it and keeps you involved in the game is the story. And one of the things that we do, that we bring to the table so that Upland notices us and says, hey, we'd like to work with you, is that we tailor in these requests for city openings, as Japan and Miami have come, to that city opening. So we weave something together. We make it very unique and special. It's not just some mechanic that's already in the game. Go do 3 things and then you'll get a thing. It's more involved than that, but it does unfold the story, and we're learning balance with that in how the actual player activity. There's a lot of story on this one up front. The quests have been reduced. The bar of entry has been reduced. We're helping players. That's kind of what makes all this go, Goldsmith.
And I think this is interesting because you mentioned it right up front. This is a limited? It's not limited in time; it's limited in quantity, right? Where you're looking for people to go do this quest, but they should do it quickly if they actually want to get the reward, because there's only so many of the rewards that are going to be available.
Yeah, there's a couple things there. So there is a limited time. It's a week. So they'll have a week to go through this, which we feel from the last time that we did this with Japan. Japan was a much greater ask. It had a lot more level of difficulty. In this, we've kept the same time frame of a week, but we've dialed back the level of difficulty. We've had players already completing these quests, putting the information on sale. But the great part about that is, Goldsmith, we've also dipped little hints and hidden them right in plain sight in the announcements. We're helping players over in the Discord. And this is, yes, these map assets. There are only 3 different essence pool, a red, a blue, and a gold. Each one have a total of 35 mints. That's it. The blocky spores will be based upon the number of players that complete the quest. They'll get both a map asset, 1 of 3, a block explorer, 1 of 4. Each and every different asset has a different skill or a level or a modifier based to it. So it's quite a big collection.
So let's do this. Let's turn this car around a little bit, because you put some dates out there, and there's a great place to see these dates whenever these announcements come out. Obviously, the Upland official announcement is the best place to get the words, to get the right language here, and the details are all there right in front of us. So let's hit that off real quick. I'm gonna hit the Discord level of the announcement. We're gonna share the entire announcement so we can see a better view of what that looks like. And Uplandia, let me know if Upland got any of it wrong, because horse's mouth and all. Ready?
Yeah, I will.
Let's do it. It's time to embark on a new journey with Uplandia. Explore Miami to reveal treasure like the Neon Tree Block Explorer, giving you access to special abilities in the game, complete certain quest lines to get access to Essence Pool map assets, giving you access to special magic. There's a lot going on with Uplandia's Miami expansion, and you can begin exploring right now. This event will last until Friday, December the 22nd at 7 p.m. PT. For all the details, check out the link right here, and I'm going to share this link as I open it up, so as we follow along, we can actually see it on the screen. So pop that up, take a look, and let me get, as I'm popping that up, Uplando, I will read it because I know your eyes and how you see things, and your internet's bad and all of that.
I do, just as you're doing this really quickly. I want to make note.
Yeah.
And Goldsmith knows this all too well. This entire theme of the story has a specific theme. It's the age of magic. You're going, but you are traveling through time. So it doesn't have, they're all little neat hidden tidbits about time travel and Back to the Future. Of course, you know how much I love the series.
See, that's the thing, Uplando. You get too much into your movies, too much into your music, and you're gonna put it in there, shove it someplace. But I love it. No, I love it, Uplando, because that's what I think is great. You're working very closely with Noyce on this. Noyce is doing development. You're working on story with him. You've been going out and promoting the project as well. And what is beautiful is knowing you a little bit. There's a lot of things you enjoy that you kind of injected into these storylines, which again is a lot of fun. It makes it more fun, and it's more than just going through the motions. It's actually somebody's personality baked into the pie.
Yeah, the DeLorean's not going to show up, in the world of Uplandia, but it has the flavor.
Time travel, yeah, time travel, some magic mixed in there, a little bit of I don't know, little bit of interacting with locals that are out of place and out of time. Yeah, I can see it.
There's a tiny bit of Little Shop of Horrors in there as well, because the plants do fight back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I see that. I see that going on already. Attention Uplanders, dive into Miami Quest's electrifying event in Uplandia that promises magical adventure and the chance to earn unique block explorers with special ability. Here it is. Uplandia is a epic. Here, this is the description. Uplandia. Let me make sure it's good. Epic fantasy role-playing game that fully embraces the world of Upland. Embark on an adventure into the unknown. Create unbreakable bonds with fellow adventurers and rise through the ranks to achieve legendary status. Your journey awaits at Uplandia's website. Are you ready to begin?
Yeah, that's good.
To the Uplandia's website, if I were to go pop this open and share it right now, is that just essentially a website that's going to push? There it is. Look, I popped it up right now. That's just going to take me essentially back to Discord because that's where the game's currently running, right?
Yeah, it gives you a chance to register and get that code for the third-party application. And get you that code. You take the code, you go over in game and Upland. Boom, you connect. You're in.
I like this graphic here, though, Uplando. It's very Hobbit, Lord of the Rings here a little bit.
Yeah, and we haven't. Our work on taking this from Discord into web is still underway. The website is merely there to give you kind of some imagery of it, like you said, and then get players playing.
Perfect. Uplandia Miami Quest participants who join the Uplandia Discord, and engage with the initial gameplay in Miami will be granted exclusive access to the Uplandia portal, taking you to Miami. Here, players can embark on the Miami Quests. Upon completing all the Miami Quest, players will be rewarded with one of the unique Neon Tree Block Explorers. Again, this is a limited time offer, a limited quantity offer, Uplando, as you said. The type of Neon Tree Block Explorer you receive will be a surprise, randomly chosen by the Upland team from the available options. Players can begin quests now. Again, they have until the 22nd at 7 p.m. PT to complete the Neon Tree Block Explorers. Look at those. You have variant A, B, C, and D. Each Neon Block Explorer variant is not only visually stunning, but also comes with its unique modifier, as you mentioned, enhancing your experience in Uplandia. Discover the special abilities each variant unlocks and add the touch of Miami's vibrant essence to your Upland journey. So you're saying that each of these is going to have a different role in Uplandia, and you're going to continue on with these modifiers after Miami. Is that correct?
Yeah, that includes the map assets and the block explorers.
Very cool. And I'm gonna push here, and you let me know. Give me any additional details here as far as earning here. Uplandia Quest. Once players gain access to the Uplandia portal to Miami, they'll find 3 distinct quests, each offering a unique challenge and reward. Traverse the swamplands, encounter mysterious creatures, find the palm tree of life, and collect a glowing palm leaf. For the discover the Shaman's Lodge. Journey south to locate and enter the Tequestas?
Tequistas, yes.
Tequistas. Shaman Lodge, completing the shamanic ceremony, and then enter the bog, face formidable foes, and balance the essence pools.
And there's Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so you're gonna complete all of these, and then you're gonna earn a map asset randomly as well.
Yeah, so I want to go back down to these quests, you're on it. So that's all you have to do. You just have to finish these 3 quests in Miami, and you get the map asset and the block explorer. You get 1 of 3 of the map assets, 1 of 4 of the block explorers.
Perfect. But you got to do it in time, Uplando.
You have to do it in time. But I will just really quickly, those definitions, those descriptions of the quests, how to do them are hidden in plain sight. For example, the Shaman's Lodge, it says north or south, go south. That's what you do. Journey south. Go south, people. Get into the swamp. You go south. I'll give you that one for free. So these are very verbose. I mean, we're kind of telling you right out in the open how to do these quests. And players that have already completed these quests 1, 2, and 3, they have this information on sale in Uplandia. That's how players earn Upix and the in-game currency gold. You can literally learn Upix from playing the layer 2.
So the pioneers can sell information to the lazy folk, and the lazy folk can pay a little Upix and complete the quest as well.
Yeah, Upix or gold. You can buy armor, you can buy weapons, you can buy information, and make your way through here for these very limited assets.
And that's all the economy that's built into Uplandia, right? The exchange happens in Uplandia. The Upix and the gold can stay in Uplandia, and then the gold doesn't come out of Uplandia, but the Upix that can come back to Upland. Correct?
That's right. And all the properties that you own in these areas, all of Japan, all of Miami, in specific areas, Fresh Meadows, Bronxdale, Creedmoor, and Bellerose, those properties are also leveraged for use. You can build farms, you can build houses, so you can store your gear. All of it's integrated.
So as players venture through and complete the various quests in Miami, they stand a chance to receive one of these essence pool. The stand the chance essentially means you got to do it in time, right? Because everybody who does it in time, they get one. There's 35 of each of these variants: the red essence pool, the blue essence pool, the gold essence pool. You're only going to get one if you complete the quest. But if you complete at least one of these quests, you will get at least one of these. Is that correct?
Yes, you will.
Okay. So there's that. Look at those, Uplando. You've seen them before, right? Good. Okay.
Yes.
I'm glad to hear it. Oh no, so we've got those 3 up there up front, of course. And here we go. This is how Upland chooses to cap it off. We're gonna go back and talk more about a couple things here, Uplando, of course, as well. Get questing. In conclusion, the Miami quests in Uplandia are not just a game event; they are an invitation to the world of adventure, camaraderie, and magical discovery. I take that as like looking at this as an opportunity to onboard people who aren't in Uplandia already.
That's right.
Would you? And you mentioned that you're seeing this quest and you're thinking of this quest as being ready for entry level, right? People who aren't in Uplandia today can complete this over the weekend and get one of these map assets and get a palm tree.
That's right.
Oh!
And a map asset. Yeah.
The time is now. Mark your calendars. Get ready your avatars, and prepare to embark on a quest that promises to be as rewarding as it is enchanting. The world of Uplandia awaits your legend. Did you help Uplando with that at all? Did Upland come up with that on their own?
And I'm going to be real transparent here. This again is the fun and the creative collaboration here, and working with the team of Upland and having this. I'm just going to be real direct so people can understand how is a good way to work with the team of Upland. Once we're contacted about doing an event like this, then what I do, and it's something that I've done at the first for the quest, for the Japan quest, and shared it with the team, is to create a shared Google Doc. It is a brain dump of an overview of what this is all going to be, and then inviting those who are on the team of Upland to that document, and then we all collaborate on it, and this is what you see. That's teamwork. That's how you present something to Upland so that they can see it in a short, concise manner, and then you collaborate, collaborate, and listen, and then you put it out.
So you do the work up front, you communicate it well, so Upland can digest it, and then you listen to what they have to say.
Yeah, and we go back and forth as to what these are going to be, how this is going to work, what's the best approach. That's how this all works out.
What they won't let you do, don't do that, Uplando.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So, again, this is something that you mentioned. Upland approached you guys about potentially doing this because you had done the Tokyo release. You had done an asset tie-in with that, and they approached you to do this as well?
Yes. It was something that once we had success with Japan, it had been something to say, hey, let's figure out a way to do this on a regular basis, or how are we going to introduce these events? And this is what's worked for us in these new city releases, because you get to leverage all the properties in the game of Uplandia. So that's just a no-brainer. You really want to have people have the opportunity of an entire city release to use those properties.
Well, that's what I want to circle back on, is because, that's kind of the point here with Uplandia, the way it's set up is you can, build out your Uplandia village or your Uplandia existence using properties you already own in Upland, leveraging those to help enhance your experience in game. How does that is that going to be necessary to complete these quests? Is that going to be something that's going to be helpful if you're going to continue to play Uplandia in the Miami area in the future? How does that integrate? At least because of or in light of what's going on for this week.
The approach on this is that anyone who's just starting the game does not have to have a property in one of these areas, a prior events, asset NFT to leverage, but it's always helpful. That's the key, is that these assets help you in aiding you with your stat boost, in having more survivability, in being able to store the items that you acquire while you're in these adventure areas, in the forests and the swamps and the haunted areas, in the cow neighborhoods in different areas. But all these things, they are attributable to a better gameplay. So it's all there, and we've progressed. It's land first, then block explorers, and now map assets. Goldsmith, we are going to continue to introduce new types of assets ongoing, as promised, as we continue to roll these out. Every time we do an event, we add something, we make it bigger, we make more use of those assets that you have in your assets wall in Upland.
So you're telling me when Topeka, Kansas comes out, you're going to give me Uplandia wearables? That's going to be awesome.
It's funny that you say that. There may be something like that in the future.
Well, I mean, the UGC wearables thing for sure. I mean, that was a big jump out for me. I mean, that's a pretty cool way to integrate or put out a new asset, new part of the game. Is if you can work with a partner, you can make it part of a quest, you can make it part of a gameplay, you can put a game loop and tie it right back into it. So yeah, I'd love to see that happen. But as you mentioned, the land is not necessary. Is the city of Miami going to continue to have gameplay and story play, and people have a reason to stay there and use properties that they have in Miami, and potentially acquire new properties in Miami to continue to play the game of Uplandia as things progress after this week period of earning these assets is over?
Yes, it will. And there are a couple things in there. I will go just quickly back to cover something. The wearables.
Yeah.
And those different types of things. Right now, you may unknowingly have already unlocked something that would be in the future as a redeemable, and you don't even know it yet. So,
armor. Oh, sorry, I had a cough, Uplando.
Yeah. So we put little Easter eggs in there. They're time for those to hatch later, but you may have things that you're earning right now that you don't realize that later would be redeemable for these things. And then moving forward on that, Miami, this was something specific for this release, and we wanted to do it to tell a story. And I just touch on this, Goldsmith. There's a reason that this is happening, and a reason that the story is the way it is. You are entering Miami back in time. You have been sent back in time as the adventurer to fix something that's happened in the past, so that it will create a new version of Miami, and then that's what will become the area that you do your main quest.
So you're saying that this quest is a 1 week thing. It's a special event. It's happening this week. Come next week, this event is past. It happened previously.
Yeah, somewhat. There are going to be elements and aspects of it that are still in the game. It's not going to be refreshed, brand new, but this definitely gives those players who went in and made the effort a very unique and special snapshot in time to earn different types of assets and future assets while playing the storyline and getting all the goodies from it. Yeah,
I call that balance, Uplando, because you're saying that somebody who comes into the game today or came into the game yesterday, a game of Upland, can come and play Uplandia, can earn an asset that's going to be minted in Upland, that is their way to start building a little bit of their base in Upland by, again, an asset that's tradable, exchangeable, saleable, but also starting to build their way in Uplandia. But at the same time, if you start in a week from now, you're missing this experience. Or if you choose to not play computer this week because, I don't know, you're wrapping presents, you're busy for the holidays, it's over. This is a kind of a one-time opportunity. You'll have future one-time opportunities, but this is all she wrote for this storyline. This storyline is gonna run for the week, and the remnants of the storyline will continue on for the future.
Yeah, that's the idea of it, and doing it this way, it's offering something that is special, very uniquely limited if you put the effort in. The other part of that is, as you said, we're going to work with the story. We want people to experience what others played through without them having to go through, because again, we'll see how much of this we're going to keep. We're kind of monitoring it and seeing what people like about it. So it's dynamic, Goldsmith. We'll see when we fully launch Miami and see what happens there.
Perfect. Yeah, because again, what I'm seeing obviously with this is everyone has an opportunity to get 2 assets. We know that limited assets have more value than ones that there's 1,000 of, or 2,000 or 10,000 of. These aren't things that people bought up front. They didn't get them as a bonus for buying a certain amount of UPX with a certain amount of USD. They had to earn them. And I've seen that, with the exchanges, with that little, shopping cart we just earned, with the, with earning the reward for the, for the Golden City Rush, Block Explorer. People put a lot of extra value to those, or haven't put a little bit of value to those, because of the way they were earned. So I think that's an interesting thing, is if this is going to be something that happens again and again, future city releases, either Uplandia or another layer 2 game, or Uplandia and other layer 2 games have that type of asset creation that they work with Upland. That's an opportunity to be rewarded for gameplay that it didn't even cost to enter that game.
So that's one of the things. This is a free to play. You're earning assets that are again, they're staple assets. The block explorers that you come to love and know that they're in there. Those are themed to Miami. It kind of it puts that embossment on them that they were done during the time of Miami. The essence pools are specifically for the game of Uplandia, but they're great looking. Those are great looking on any property.
Pretty cool, yeah. They're pretty cool.
So once you have, and again, your players that are playing through this now are earning assets that they don't even know that they're earning, and there is more. So,
wait, there's more, Uplando.
How do I tease it? How do I tease it out there? So, Block Explorers have a very special. They have a very special feature that goes with them. Goldsmith, if you can figure it out, I'll confirm what that is. You know it, because it's one of the features that Block Explorers have that really hasn't. Ultimately, it shows you that you've done this, but there's been no reward, I guess I say, to it, other than completing it. When you complete this Block Explorer blank
collection.
Well, maybe. There you go. I think I like that. So, there's been several Uplandia-based block explorers. You never know when having those could prove to be.
Did you say several? This is only the second. Where's seveveral come from?
So the mask, the samurai mask from.
Oh, because there was multiple samurai masks.
That's right.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah. You're telling me to go and buy all the different versions of that samurai mask, Uplando?
I'm saying that there's value in what we're doing, and we're building on top of it, and it's worth it. It's not just one feature. It's not one utility. It's not one mechanic. It's multiple. We compound this, building on top of each other, so that it's worth the time to play it.
Well, you're talking like a guy who owns a Block Explorer shop, Uplando. But yeah, I mean, but for sure, the idea that these are exchangeable in Upland, you can buy them in the secondary and then take that utility back into Uplandia, right? That's kind of the goal of this type of partnership with Upland.
That's right. And we'll continue to build on this every single time, twice that we've done this event. But we are building. We continue to make it bigger. We put more into it. We decrease the level of difficulty. We listen to the players. We try to put in more elements of what they want and take out what they're not interested in. And we're continually doing that to evolve this game and to give players something of great value so that they have something when they're done as accomplishment and for secondary market and for in the game.
I appreciate it. No, and again, I think that's smart with this idea of the game of Upland continues to evolve. New people come in. We want more new people coming in. So giving them a place to enter is great. But you're also being rewarded for being there early. That samurai mask, that's not something you can go back and earn. You can go and buy it on the secondary, but you can't go back and earn it the first time. It was for a limited time. These trees, these neon trees, you can earn them over a period of a week. You can buy them later, but if you didn't earn them over the period of the week, if you want them, you got to go buy them. You never can come and earn them again. So I like this idea. Being here early is great. We're going to reward people for being early, but if you show up tomorrow, maybe there'll be another event in 3 weeks or 6 weeks or a month, and that you will be able to participate in, just like anybody else.
Absolutely. And there is, again, this almost reverberation of, I earned this Block Explorer 3 months ago, and now it just pops up that I have a new stat boost or a new kind of redeemable or something that continues to evolve my character that has special abilities from a limited otherwise option or limited amount of ownership in these assets to boost me. That doesn't mean that other players that start aren't going to have those opportunities. It just means that these players got in early on it, and they're able to hack and slash through these areas, find information, and sell it and earn UPX for their play to earn.
Yo, Uplando, rewarding people who are there first. Go figure.
I know.
I love it. I love it. But but to put this, in a little different language, because you said if they have the asset, that includes buying the secondary, correct?
That's right.
So there's a profit source, right? If someone wants the utility, you have the asset. They can get the utility. They just have to buy the asset from you. So that adds value to the Block Explorer. That adds value to that map asset.
Yeah, very Circle of Life, very Simba, very there. Yeah, so, yeah.
Circle of Life. That one. Yes. But again, I do want to do the segue. Watch the segue, Uplando. You ready for it?
I love it. Yeah.
Ready. Oh, yeah. So these are really cool that these Block Explorers again are earned in a very special way. That they're going to be exchangeable. That they're going to have utility. That you're going to be able to use that utility down the line. Later. And you know what? It would be pretty cool if there was a unique, novel way of earning Block Explorers or buying Block Explorers and getting a different Block Explorer because you hold the right Block Explorers at the right time. Tell me about what you did today with your purchase and your bundle sale, and did you get your bundle?
Very interesting. Yes, I did get the bundle, and I got that delivered, unpacked it, and I went and had enough time to purchase a second bundle.
Ooh.
But I made a mistake. It was my fault and aired out, and then it reset my time, and I didn't get to get the second bundle. However, I was very, very appreciative of this approach by Upland. This is what I've been asking for since day one on Block Explorers, other than being able to make them ourselves, is to have a path to wholesale. And that's kind of how I feel that we're a little bit doing this, is offering these to only Block Explorer shop owners that qualify. And there's a burn event, which makes them more sought after. So
yeah. And again, I appreciate the this was something that was asked for a long time. We saw the same sale with cars. We've been talking about this sale happening for Block Explorers we've known about it for a week. We knew it was coming. We've been excited about it. But the funny thing was, apparently, we do see it in messages that you went to go list these in your stores, and for whatever reason, they weren't going up today. Did you experience that, or was that just resolved before you had to go try to list it in your store?
I had that intent at the first part of this, wanting to do that, and when I had seen the messaging going back and forth, that was one of the issues, I held off on doing it. I was then completely immersed in Uplandia release information, so I haven't gotten back to do that. But I understand that it's fixed.
Okay, perfect. Well, it's one of those things like, if I got them as a Block Explorer shop owner, you got two options, right, Uplando? Go get ready for your burn, or go and get them listed. I hope they all get listed. I hope that the economy actually works there. But so you're gonna get those up and listed. Did you get the sweetener up front, or you didn't get the sweetener?
I can't remember what that was. So what was the sweetener?
So let's take a look, because I think people are still questioning this burn baby burn. Announcement was yesterday on the burn baby burn. This was the official. Excuse me. This was the official welcome up to this burn event. Burn event did start today. Keep in mind that on the burn, you had to have the sweetener to make this burn work. You do have the
Oh,
opportunity to participate in the burn. We'll go to a couple of details here.
yeah.
You have the opportunity to participate in the burn by having the sweetener. You can buy it in the secondary if you got it up front. You're already there. And then you have to buy 2 of the block explorers of the 7. This one right here, Uplando.
Yeah.
Don't burn it. Don't burn the Cubano. Don't do it.
All right.
That's my cousin right there. But if you look in here, these 7 block explorers that were available to block explorer shops through those bundle sales, those have to be burnt, 2 of them, plus one of the sweeteners. The reason why these are called sweeteners, and on Cheese's show today, she got the one and only X1 to kind of come in and participate, and he kind
Oh,
of explained it in a pretty succinct way. Is why these are called the Miami sweeteners, and Upland hasn't really used that language to us in a direct way. But the reason why this is a sweetener is because you're buying the 30,000 Upix with $30.
yeah.
They're giving you the block explorer as the extra. They call that a sweetener, and I guess that makes sense. I understand what they're saying there. So these sweetener block explorers, you burn one of them, and it's a direct path, right? You burn this sweetener, you get this block explorer. You burn this sweetener, you get this block explorer. You burn this sweetener, this block explorer. But it doesn't matter what you burn in the middle. So don't burn the Cubano. Burn something else. This Miami plate, go ahead, burn that. That palm tree, get that burnt.
I like that palm tree. I like that palm tree. Come on.
But the Cuban coffee, that's okay too. Don't burn that one. But burn everything else. And then of course, we see this like this, Uplando. Let me see if they give us direct paths. They didn't give us direct pass, but they kind of did. So there's 2 variants of each of these, right? There's 50 total potential of each of the block explorers. Again, burn 1 sweetener. Each of the sweeteners, there are 50 of each. So you burn your sweetener, you get one of the 2 here. When you burn it alongside the block explorer shop specific or block explorer shop bundle block explorers, burn 2 of those, burn one of the sweeteners, and out this comes. Couple key notes on here, Uplando. I'm going to tell you, in case you decide to try to do this activity, don't mess up the burn because it's not reversible. You're going to get more information on the mechanics here, but you have the opportunity on the mechanics to go and burn. You got to go put 1 block explorer in for the sweetener. You got to put these other 2 in. Poof, out comes or you'll get your resultant later down the line. But if you do it wrong, you may not get the reward. You may not have qualified. You may have burnt 3 of the block explorer specific, a block explorer shop specific block explorers, and now nothing for you, Uplando.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I love the burn mechanism. I do want to point out that there were a few players that burned block explorers that didn't turn out to get their asset of the burn. So if that happens, go over to technical bugs, drop it in there with your in-game name, let them know there, and we reported that to the team. But overall, people have been doing this and experiencing, the actual mechanism work, and they get their block explorer. I will point one thing out, Goldsmith. If you burn and go into this burn, you can, as I understand it, have access to any of the block explorers that you have that you can burn.
Uplando, stop encouraging people to burn block explorers.
I just want to say, if you have a fascination, you're a firebug, maybe you want to go in there, set flame to a couple of these things. Maybe you want to, I just say it.
You're trying to limit this. You're like the kid. You're the kid who tries to pick up every one of the common baseball cards, burn them all, and say, "I've got the last one left." Uplando, that's not how the game's played.
Well, here's the thing. The thing. We've seen this in Magic the Gathering cards. People collect specific, their block explorers, the cards they like. The same thing kind of applies here. And I just like the fact that you have the option to be able to do that. It's very cool. I don't know how long that window is going to be open. Burn, baby, burn. That's what you got to do,
Well,
Goldie.
you know what's exciting? What's exciting, Uplando, is there's a potential for people to say, "I don't value this asset anymore. The market's deteriorated. There's too many of these damn creepy kids." And if there's an incentive, if there's a reason, if there's a utility for a specific block explorer, and you don't have to use Upix, you just use old block explorers that you don't want anymore from a specific series or just a general block explorer, then I agree with you. I mean, that is a potential for people to alleviate some ownership in certain assets and get something out of it. Here's what it's kind of the back end of it. The back end of it is when people bought the block explorers, sold them before, someone sold it last month or 2 months ago, they didn't know about the burn mechanic. So it kind of is like it put people in a position where they were operating in a market that they didn't know the future of, or they had no way of knowing the future because the dynamic got changed. We never knew there was going to be burn on block explorers. Previously, when people asked about it, they said there's a fixed supply, and now maybe there's not a fixed supply anymore. Maybe the supply that's out there is the cap supply, but maybe that supply could decrease through multiple actions.
Yeah, I think that for some of these events, like the ones that we do, they are limited. That's it. It's capped. So now something I have seen is, which I don't think is affecting of the total supply, is the first splitter and closer mint. They have those graphics removed, but I don't think that's...
Don't burn those. Don't burn those, Upland.
Yeah, don't burn those. So in my opinion, what we're looking at again is a utility, a feature in this game that we may not have access to. So if there's and this is also a good way to do things in layer 2 right now, like URL. If you have a race, you go over there, you go to somebody's track and you say, hey, you have to ante a block explorer to get into this race along with paying your dues. And the winner will get this block explorer, but we're going to burn all of the ante. That's kind of fun. And if somebody, that's not a bad way to go.
Wow, Uplando. Wow.
Just saying.
I mean, then you take the profit incentive out of the company that's running the game, Uplando.
This could be argued back and forth either way. I think it's a fun way to...
You just want to get... You just have a block explorer shop. You want them to be more rare. You want them to get burnt. I hear you.
If you have, of the 1,000, 200, 300 zombie block explorers, and you want to utilize those, I think it's a way to incentivize players to get into layer 2.
I think it is. I think there's a potential where Upland, because again, Upland is taking these partnerships seriously. They're working with people who have put the effort in. They have to earn their seat at the table, but you earn your seat at the table. There's plenty seats at the table to be earned. We just saw with the mini games, you could have come from nowhere, very little background. As long as you do the work, you now could have a mini game in the game of Upland. You could be rewarded, or could have been rewarded, 1 million Upix for that participation. And then now it's a business. Now you have the ability to monetize that, and now you have a seat at the table. So once you earn that seat at the table, you could do something like that, Uplando, if Upland was good with it, saying, hey, I'm going to give out this asset at my block explorer shop. All you got to do is burn blank of these things to do so. Obviously, Upland would be participating in it, and Upland would be probably incentivizing that third party to put those block explorers out, because Upland wants to see those block explorers get limited, but compressing the supply, making more room for Upland to put more assets out in the future.
And this could be something that Upland intended for when they put out 1,500 block explorers. This could be something for players or for layer 2s to have those, good supply of these block explorers. We saw this with FIFA. We haven't seen it come to fruition, but saying, hey, we'll take a FIFA legit and use that for ante. It wasn't for burn. It was to be kept. But in this mechanic, it is a burn. You know me, I like that. I like the option to be able to burn those. I like to be able to do those things. I don't want to see the entire world burn, but a few things not so bad. Yeah.
I mean, I think that the theory about burning is, again, if you're using burning to limit a supply of something, you're going to give somebody one big reward for burning 3 small or 4 small assets. And then Upland's going to be able to continue to put small assets into the environment high quantity, high distribution assets out to the environment, because they know a certain percentage is going to get burnt. I get that. I get that concept. I think originally, as from an economic standpoint, I think Upland was expecting the same level of high growth that we had
Yeah.
previously after they put out 1,000 of these block explorers, and it wasn't so much that they were thinking, oh, we're going to burn these things, but taking what you have and adapting it and make it work and making mechanics that work with what the situation is, that's also admirable. That's also a good way of potentially, working into the future. So if they just came up with the idea of burn mechanics now, more power to them. I think it needs to be done responsibly, because I'd be concerned about the potential effect on the economy. But again, it's giving people more control over their assets in a way.
I agree. This reflects the old Atari 2600 ET game, that they had so many supply of them that they literally buried them somewhere in the desert, and now they're so valuable. I don't mean to say that you should all go and take these block explorers and just light flame.
No. They buried the ET game because they couldn't sell them, and the explorers wouldn't even carry them.
Hey, there's some of the block explorers just like that. You can't sell them right now. But I like the fact that these can be leveraged for ante in games. It makes all these assets give what everybody's been clamoring for: utility goes with. And that's where I really shine the light on this. Don't just go burn into burn. If you need to in your pyro, fine, do it. But
No, I like the idea that you could burn them into a special block explorer.
Yeah,
a special block explorer has utility. Let's see it. Let's see what happens. Again, it's all an Upland to come up with.
Agreed.
I think they have their ears open though. So if you say something loud enough, they might hear it. So that's definitely something cool. And again, Upland watches. Watches the broadcaster shows. They keep their eyes out. Sometimes if you're really special and you're really cool, they'll even come on the show with you. So we saw that today with Cheese. We've seen that in other places as well. So it's great when we see those type of things.
Yeah.
So with that, the other two things I want to touch for today, and I want to talk to you about Christmas too. But the other two things I want to touch today, obviously a little small announcement, but definitely an announcement worth touching. Yes, people did win for the 3rd edition for Ultimate Fan Challenge round number 3. We do see. I'm not going to go through it. I mean, I don't want to read all 100 names.
Very cool.
But I can show you absolutely. So people won. Day Traders, Timothy 1001, Lang 11. These are people who actually have been pretty active in the NFLPA, collecting, purchasing, selling in the past. Top 3 again. Get some epics, getting a block explorer, getting some spark along the way. Big prizes on these. Of course, this is helping to keep things alive on the NFLPA side. That's about what I'm going to put on that. The thing is these are assets that are driven by the contests that go on around them. We continue to see the contests happen. We continue to see them work. And congratulations to the people who are earning the prizes for doing the work and buying the assets. Yeah,
absolutely. Very cool.
That's about that. Again, we know the on and off. We know the block explorers can't be listed. Now they can be, and we know that they finally worked, which is a good piece of news. And the burn's working. So people have successfully burnt those block explorers. Just continue to follow the instructions. If it's something that you haven't yet done, but you are going to qualify for, you want to qualify for, follow the instructions. Get over to the announcement from yesterday, the Burn Baby Burn announcement. You can see the step-by-step instructions right on over here to do so. And get over to Uplando's Block Explorer shop or somebody's if you want to buy some of those Block Explorer shop specific Block Explorers. And of course, don't burn the Cubano.
Don't burn the Cubano.
Get it off the press, Uplando. Don't leave it on the press too long. So let's talk about Christmas. I haven't gotten the official yet. I'm waiting for it. I was told it, but you've been saying since like November 1st, we gotta button up Christmas. You want to do something? You want to do giveaway or competition or fun or whatever? Yeah. So let's talk about that. So we're trying to make a date work on the 24th just for the fun of it. Get him, do some games, do some spinning wheels, have some fun. What do you think?
Yeah, the platform that we did use that has been really successful is the one that you can do via the web. It's Crowd Per, I believe is what it is. And then you're able to do things like trivia and bingo and things of that nature. I think maybe that could be an option. What do you think, Goldsmith?
That's not that something like that would be interesting. I don't think it would work directly compatible with unfortunately directly compatible with the Plaza. The one thing that has worked though, and More Cheese uses this pretty effectively, is there is a delay. We know there's a delay. You have to give people time to get in on the delay, but things like racing, because if you're in the race, you're interacting in real time. I've been waiting. I've been hoping. I've had my fingers crossed that some of the mini games hit. That one of the mini games is able to launch competitive between now and the 24th. It's pretty close, Uplando. It's very, very close. So I don't think we're going to get there. I think we've got racing, and that's what we've got. So I mean, racing's a great way of being competitive. More Cheese has found a way to make racing fun. I would say, because people say, I'm racing for first. I don't have the fastest car. This is no fun for me. I don't. We still can't control. We still can't control what car is going to a race, other than doing all the organization, having a private code, only giving the private code to the people who you want racing. But if you do on the open, you can't control what's in there. What you can control, and again, this is patented by More Cheese. I think I'm gonna have to pay a royalty. Is if you say first place isn't the goal, second place is, or third place is, and then people are playing between their brakes and their accelerator and their brakes and accelerator, and they maybe they brake right at the end, or maybe they accelerate right at the end. Two cars against each other, pushing as hard as they can, but every car ends up having an opportunity in that race because everybody has to apply the brakes to not be in first.
I love it. I want to just throw something out there real quickly.
Yeah.
This goes all the way back to poker games when like aces are wild and kind of making a little change to the game. This is what we would call in Magic the Gathering back in the day, a type or a flavor. So I'm saying this is cheese flavored races, is when you have a modifier that says you have to be second or third or whatever. And from now on, as was the nomenclature for node, I'm saying that the cheese flavor is going to be what this has become. When you modify races like that, it's a little cheese flavor in your race. That's what.
I mean, and what's great about the cheese flavored races is anybody can participate. Theoretically, anybody can participate with any car. You might have some advantage of having a car with better braking. You might have some advantage of having a faster car. But if everybody's trying to push down to position number 3, you know what? That guy with a slower car might have as good of a chance of being number 3 as the guy with the fastest car.
That's right. Yeah, I love it, and I think it's fun. That's how I would like to run some races for Christmas, of course, and in the future, even for MetaVenture races. But if racing is it, I'd like to do some other things too. We can always have people drop their WAM addresses. And
spin the wheel, Uplando. Spin the wheel is a lot of fun.
Spin the wheel. Yep, spin the wheel. Or do some creature races. We can do some creature races. Those are always fun.
You know what's great about creature races, Uplando, is it's the same thing as the wheel.
Yes.
People get entered. They do something. They get entered. You get to watch it. There's a little bit of graphics. We can stream that. People can watch it as it goes, as it happens. And I love. I don't know. Are you doing like the blender and the ripsaw one, or you're doing just like the run down the track ones?
I've got one called the Countdown Timer. I'll send it to you. It's got a bunch of different sack races, creature races, all kinds of races, duck races.
I like the ones where there's like razor blades and are flying around and the worms are exploding. Those are my favorite.
That one I don't do so much as I do the races. Yeah, I like the races much better.
Okay. All right. So we're definitely trying to do that. Here's the thing, Uplando. I don't know if you've looked at the calendar. The 24th is like 10 days away.
I know.
It's almost Christmas.
I know.
So we're working on that officially.
Yes.
We're working on some year-end stuff. I'm really glad that you're the one who put it out there, because I want to give you credit. You're the one who put it out there, said, hey, I want to really make sure something happens for Christmas and New Year's for the end of the year. There's other people getting involved who are working collaboratively with some multiple people. So pretty excited to see that happen. And waiting for some officials on the side of Upland because things are being done on nights that aren't normal show nights. But very much looking forward to that being the case here in the plaza on YouTube and multiple locations will be broadcasting. And of course, if you just want to follow along, see what happened, they'll be out on YouTube to watch after the fact as well.
And Goldsmith, I just want to say that there's been a tradition that has been this will be 3 years in a row that has been yourself, myself, and others that have come together to bring some Christmas cheer, some New Year celebration to a cafe or to otherwise for those who are contributors who create content and stream and do things like this. So it'll be great to carry this on as the tradition and get some of these things in there and have some fun. We may have some legacy things. We'll have people maybe donate, but I really think that's cool and carrying it forward, my friend.
Oh, for sure, and very much looking forward to that. We'll see what we can do. Again, this annual celebration. It's about the season. It's not about the day. It's an opportunity for people to get together, regardless of what they celebrate this time of year. And I like to put that out there, even though I'm looking at targeting the 24th, which is right next to one major holiday. There's other major holidays that are happening the 2 weeks before that are happening right now, I should say. There's a major holiday that's happening a couple days after, but it's just an opportunity for everybody to get together and celebrate the season and just have a little bit of fun.
Yeah, agreed. Totally agreed. So we'll figure something out and we'll see if we can't get some fun things to drop. If you don't have a wham, could you just really quickly explain to them what a wham or a wax wallet is?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, historically, I know I want to do this year Uplando, and I'm more than happy to do the wham thing. But I've been trying to see, and I've already talked. People who have all these in-game assets, these people who are manufacturing assets, get some of those donated. It's a way to promote your brand. I mean, some of these assets that people are selling, they're selling at different prices, of course, but it's a way of promoting your brand. It's there's no benefit to me, there's no benefit to Uplando, but it'd be the idea of helping to promote people's brand, giving limited number out. People who don't win something and they really like the look of that little seesaw or that cheese playground, which I have to get another one of. That little cheese playground or that little seesaw or whatever it is, they're gonna go buy one. So, that type of thing I want to do because I'm trying to celebrate, UGC, user generated content.
I love that. That's a brilliant idea. Definitely, if you're within earshot right now, you're listening to it, and you have a map assets showroom and a manufacturing plant, man, get to the Goldsmith. Drop your goodies in there. Give us a 2-sentence about who you are, what you're doing, and why it's cool, so we can give these things away, and people will now know where to go get these on the secondary. That's great.
Yeah, and promote it through giveaways, of course, and then obviously make the giveaways open for people. But to your question, what is a wham address? Upland at a million years ago, in a day, had a partnership or had a project that happened in. Happened in Wax, happened on the Atomic Hub platform was where a lot of the exchange was happening. Wax address, Wax wallet is just a place where you can a way to exchange Wax assets or assets that are minted on the Wax blockchain.
Yeah,
pretty simple, pretty easy, just like any other crypto wallet.
Yep.
And it's one of the easier ones to get set up and. You can keep track of it by an email address as opposed to having to have a tracker or an app installed on your phone or your computer to keep track, which makes it a lot easier to be, again, login based as opposed to having to have a MetaMask or something like that.
Yeah, good stuff, Goldsmith. That's great. I like the map asset idea, buddy.
Perfect. So, well, let's see what we can do at the end of the year here. That's the day that I saw today in Upland. What do you got? What else do you want to put out there for Uplandia? What can you do to encourage people? Point them in the right direction. How do they get involved if they're not involved now?
You can head over to the official Upland Discord in community projects, contests, and tools. And right there is, you will find, you may have to scroll back, I'll drop a new one in there, is the link to both the Uplandia.me website, where you can get that third-party application registered in the game of Upland, and then the Discord where you play the game of Uplandia. You go in there, please check out the player's guide. That'll give you everything you need to know to get started. Over the weekend, we will be helping players to achieve these 3 quests so they can get a map asset and a block explorer. There will be none left come the end of the week, so you'll definitely want to get over there, drop in, start your gameplay, get these quests done. There will be a timestamp and a date for players that complete these quests, and they'll be able to see it in a list. We'll update it daily for players that are there, and we'll make sure that they know that they've earned this by doing the quests, and they'll be getting their assets. Goldsmith, and that's it, my friend. We do have a couple of I have a couple other things, but I don't know if we'll get it by the end of the year. Maybe we'll drop that on Christmas or New Year's.
Well, I also want to put that out there too. And I will say this is one of the cool things that Upland did. What they did in Q3 was they gave a roadmap for specific layer 2 projects like yourself, like Upland Kingdoms. And each of them, they said, here's the rocks, essentially. Here's the things that we're going to try to do over the next quarter. And I would say you kind of smashed that out of the park a little bit, where you said we're working towards a website where we're going to have gameplay. That's not going to be this quarter necessarily. We're going to work towards it. We're going to put out another city. You already did that before Miami, by the way. We're going to put out another city during this quarter, and we're going to have future integration to this quarter, which you did all those things, I think, as we head into the end of this quarter, of course. But I mean, we have seen that I like that idea. I hope we continue to see that where Upland features the layer 2 developers and features those layer 2 developers in a way that says, let's look forward to them. Let's continue to operate with them and, use that as part of the roadmap.
Yeah. And we are trying to meet every one of those things that we had spoke about during that time frame. The web, the migration to web has definitely been a challenge. If you are, I'll just put that out there. If you are a web developer, if you got the skills to pay the bills, hit me up in DMs and let me know. Hey, we are looking for people that know how to do this, that have some Python skills, that have worked in developmental languages and know how to do all that. Please contact us. I've got many irons in the fire that I'd like to hand off to other people to get things done. So let us know.
All right. Well, I thank you, Uplando, for your time tonight. We're looking forward to Christmas, time for the holiday season for the 24th. I've got something else going on. I think you might get involved in for the year wind down, the weekend before the New Year's. So looking forward to that as well. Review, look back on the year. But of course, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for your time, and of course, thank you for putting out what you put out here with Upland for Uplandia. Of course, I can tell everybody, you got 1 week to do this. Get on it, do it, and if you want to get the assets, be one of the first 105. Get it done.
Yeah, thank you so much, Goldsmith, for having me on the show and letting me talk about it. Always great to be here with you, and looking forward to the holiday season, my friend. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And again, the biggest thing I'm looking forward to, and I'm going to say it 15 times between now and the end of the year, is looking forward to next year, Q1 2024, Q2 2024. See what happens for next year. And I know that Q1 2024 is going to be a big one. We're looking at a lot of things. We're looking at the potential of life coming to the game of Upland, or at the very least, the Protum Totem cycle. Very excited about all of that. But for tonight, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for being a part. If you're watching recorded, always feel free to send me a DM in the game of Upland to the Goldsmith, a DM in Upland's Discord to the Goldsmith, and of course, looking forward to, as Uplando said, send me any information you have, any project you're trying to promote. If you've got assets that you make that you kind of want to show the community, and make a prize for the year-end here roundup. Thank you so much, everybody. Looking forward to seeing you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. PT. Tuesdays and Fridays here in the Plaza, 7 p.m. PT, and then in the Discord every other day of the week, 7 p.m. PT, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Thank you so much, and looking forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, everybody.